And we're back. Day 2. Here we go. Whoops, too high. There we go. All right. Today's schedule is we're doing 30 minutes daily of turn techniques, 30 minutes of strength and stretch, and then we will be doing 30 minutes of combo 1, combo 2, which is my babies. Hey, Ainsley, what's up? Ooh, this is gonna be fun for you. You'll love this. So around, let's see, it was 10 to 10:30, 10:30. So 11 to 11:30 is gonna be our combo 1, combo 2. So that'll be for like the little kids. So if you know of anybody that has little babies that wanna just do kind of a fun little, hey Hannah, hey Abby, and Josie, I'm assuming, that just wanna do like fun little dance time, that will be it. We're gonna do some butterfly stretches, and then I'm gonna get my tap shoes on. We'll march around a little bit, just be a little fun thing. And I will post it again on our Facebook, as well as our, hi Joes, hey Bobby. Oh, I will post it again on our Facebook, as well as our website and our YouTube. So that's where it's gonna be. All right, we'll get started. So, turn techniques. I love the science behind turning. I think it's super, super fun. And since we can't take a field trip in my studio, then I'm going to bring you to my muscle map. I love my muscle map. Woo! Hello, Miss Olivia. So muscle map. So the reason that turns are so hard is because there are so many different things that you have to engage and use throughout your entire body, not just your legs when you're doing these. So a lot of people have a tendency to go from top or from down all the way up, but I like to start from the core and lengthen out from there. So that's where we're going to start today. I actually am going to start with our chest and our body placement in our chest. Then we're going to go down to our feet. We're going to go back up to our core, all the way up to our armpits, and then down to our pelvis. So that is what we're going to do today for our turns, and it's going to be awesome. So here we go. All right. So the first thing, oh, by the way, I had to wear this because it is St. Patty's Day. Woo woo. Nobody's going to be celebrating St. Patty's Day like they usually do, but I will take it off for the moment. So first thing I want to talk about is our chest over our belly button. Now, we normally have this tendency of sitting back. So we have this tendency to have our chest be behind our belly button. So if I drew a line straight down through the middle of my chest, going straight down, I would actually end up drawing the line on the back side of my belly button. So instead, I want to take my chest and I want to lengthen it forward, up and forward, not straight forward, because then we end up doing this whole thing, and obviously that ain't going to work very nice. We're going to take this chest and we're going to lengthen it up and forward as we're pulling that belly button to that spot. It really works really well to be pregnant right now. Look at that. Woo, woo, woo. It's kind of fun. So, chest over our belly button. Right here. This is where we want to be. Now, if you have somebody around, a good way to test this is if somebody can come up to you and take 2 fingers, or even 1, and push you backwards, then you have not placed yourself in that position that you need to be. So the more that you can place yourself forward, the harder it's going to be for somebody to take a finger or two and push into it. Yeah? So we want to make sure that you're stable here. Now, this next thing, so chest over our belly button, be able to push into 2 fingers and not fall forward or backwards. So that brings us to our next thing, which is our feet placement. I'm going to move this down just a smidge. Can you see my feet from there? Hopefully. All right, our feet placement. So we did our chest over our belly button. Now we're going to want to be able to have little to no weight on our heels. Yeah? So we should be able to kind of bounce. So your chest over belly button and bounce. Now, watch. If I have that chest back directly centered behind my belly button, it's really hard for me to lift those heels up. So that's a good indicator that you do not have your weight as aligned as what you thought you did. So chest over belly button, being able to be light on our heels. So that's 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Julio? Questions so far? The next part is really intense, so here we go. All right, the engagement of our core. Now I've done this a lot with my, with most of my classes, if not all of them. Hey Jay. So your core, there's a lot of it. It's not just your abs. It's not just going to be your transverse abdominals either. Those are the ones that wrap around from the front to the back that connect to your spine. You're also going to want to use your pelvic floor. So the pelvic floor, this is the haha, get your giggles out picture. Your pelvic floor muscles. Now, these over here are going to be your glutes. This is going to be your hoo-ha and your butt. And these muscles right in here, that is your beautiful pelvic floor. Now I was watching some educational videos and it talked about it being a diamond, like this, and having it being from your tailbone to your pubic bone, which is right here in the very front. So from your tailbone to your pubic bone is your north to south, and then from your sits bones. So the way to find your sits bones is if you just sit. I feel like you can't see me very well. If you sit just like this, and then you rock back and forth, those little bones, or sometimes I have my kids just sit on their hands. If you sit on your hands and you feel those bones, that part of your pelvis, that is your sits bones. So that's going to be your east and your west of your diamond. Yeah, so you have your north and your south, your pubic bone, and your what am I looking for? Tailbone. And then your east and your west is your 2 sits bones or your pelvis. Yeah? So that is where your pelvic floor stretches from. It's pretty big, really. And it's holding like all of your like central organs, which is crazy. So all of my little kiddos can tell you exactly how I tell them to find it. You're gonna pee, and then you're gonna stop peeing for 1 second, just once, or maybe twice, not too much because it's bad for you. And then you'll let it go again. That's how you can find your pelvic floor where that is. The more that you kind of find that engagement, the easier it's gonna be to just naturally do it. So, but that alone, by pulling that, engaging that up and in, can really start this whole process of engaging our entire core together. If you don't find that, then there's gonna be something missing in your turn. It's gonna be a lot easier to fall out, not engage your muscles all the way, etc., etc. So, let's see if there's anything else I want to say. Lengthening our spine up before we find that pelvic floor is going to be something that's very important. So you'll be able to see it when I do it right here. For moms and pregnant ladies, you'll know these as Kegels. Kegels, lovely Kegels. So you're just going to lengthen up our spine, and then we're going to engage our pelvic floor. You see that? I'm going to let go again. So I'm going to pull up and in from underneath, right underneath in here from that diamond. Yeah? I'm going to try and lengthen up and in from that diamond. And I'm going to lengthen my spine and then pull up and in from that diamond. And that's going to be that pelvic floor. Coolio. From there, you can wrap your transverse abdominals in, and I like to lock it in with my glutes. I think using your glutes to engage and hold it in is easy and, well, easy maybe not the right word, but it's a big strong muscle that will help you be able to contain it and hold it in for a longer period of time while you are learning how to engage that pelvic floor. Eventually it'll just come naturally, yeah? It's gonna feel super weird at first, but it'll get better, I promise. All right, so number 1, chest over belly button. Number 2, light on our heels. Number 3, lengthening our spine, engaging our pelvic floor, locking it in with our glutes. Yes? Cool. 1, 2, 3. We're going to number 4 now. Number 4. So we've gone up, then we've gone down, then we've gone center. Now we're going back up. We're going to go to our beautiful armpit muscles. Yes? These are our lats. We're going to, the way that I usually come around and help the kids figure it out is if I'm holding their arms, if they're holding their arms out like this, I should not be able to come around and push down on their arms. So if you push down, they should push up just a little bit. That's going to engage this. They want to think about, kids, you want to think about having little peaches underneath your armpits, because what happens if you squish a peach? It gets all juicy and gross, very sticky, very sticky. So instead, we're going to lengthen up, reach up, push down, or lengthen out our shoulders. So remember, T-button anchor at the same time. And review really fast. T-button anchor is something that I learned from the fabulous Miss Denise Wall. Lengthening out our shoulders. Our shoulders are reaching to the walls. Our belly button is pressing to our spine and pulling up at the same time with that pelvic floor. And our anchor is that tailbone. Our anchor is lengthening down. We'll get a little bit more in talking about this in just a second, because that's number 5. But back to our T. So our T, we're lengthening out, and we want to lengthen our back out as well. We don't want to squish this backwards. We want to lengthen this out to the walls as much as our shoulders are. Yeah, I'm wearing a t-shirt. I probably should have worn something different. But I'll do a little bit more about that next time. But you don't want to squeeze your shoulder blades together. You want to lengthen, so we're not going to do this. We're going to lengthen our shoulder blades out instead. So, lengthening our shoulders out, our shoulder blades out, opening up our chest to the ceiling. And then if you wanted to do, instead of pushing down, if you don't have many people around you, you could just hold something. So I have this little ball here. I'm just going to hold onto it and press into it, and that's going to engage these muscles right here. Then you have to be able to keep that engagement of those arms at the same time when you let go. So I'm going to press and hold, then I'm going to let go and have that engagement here. Then I'm just going to flip my hands forward, lengthen my elbows out just a smidge, and you have the most fabulous engaged first position of all time. There you go, congratulations. So, that would be our number 4. Going to our final little tip of the trade? Tip of the trade? I don't think that's right. Anyways, our final tip, we'll just call it that. Numero 5 is our pelvis alignment. This is huge, you guys. The number of times that I saw this year alone, and last year, and like the times that I've seen it across the country when I judged for competitions, was endless, and it was so frustrating to me because these kids could like be pulling out so many more turns, but their pelvic alignment was not there. This is another reason why I love Denise Wall, because she immediately nailed this right at the very beginning of her little group that she did at Nuvo. So Denise Wall, thank you, I appreciate you. But, so pelvis alignment. I'm going to get a little belt on here so that you can see this just a smidge better. It's not going to be perfect because of the belly, but you know, it'll do. Woo, like my tail. Alright, so the reason that this is so important is because this can make and break your entire body placement. Kids today have a tendency of sitting forward in their hips. A lot of this, especially dancers, a lot of this has to do with the amount of flexibility that's going into needing in your back for like tricks, doing walkovers, handsprings, you know, the whole shebang. Some of it is just natural, which is fine, but if you're trying to turn and you're like this, or like this, or let's see if I can do it, or like this, so my chest is over my belly button, yes, but I'm sitting back in my hip because of my pelvis placement. So, let's see. I'm gonna check in the mirror really fast. Okay, that's exactly where I want it to be. All right, so if you can see, I am sitting forward in my hips. My back is arched. Now, my chest is over my belly button and I am light on my feet, but that's not enough. It's really also really hard for me to pull up through my pelvic floor and engage my glutes when my hips are this far forward. So this is going to strengthen my entire being as I'm doing this. So I'm going to take these hips and I'm going, so you can see the angle that I'm at right now. It's going down this way. I'm going to take the front of my hips and the front of my pelvis, and I'm going to lift it up and lock it in to the front of my transverse abdominals. I'm going to take this and I'm going to go up and pull it in. Now, it is very important that I am not sucking it in, because if I suck it in, then it makes it really hard to breathe because you're constricting your diaphragm. So I'm not sucking in, I'm lengthening up, connecting it here and using my glutes again, weird, to connect it in this way as well. So I'm taking this tailbone and I'm lengthening it down and through at the same time that I'm bringing my pelvis up and locking it in. That way you can see that my line is more straight and not tilted. Yes? So here my line is going down. Now it's completely flat. You see that? So when I'm doing this, I'm going to go from back, pull it in, pull up through my pelvic floor, engage my glutes, belly button spine, chest over belly button, engaging my lats, and lifting from the top of my head. I can press onto that beautiful elevate and not move. Ta-da! That's your placement. It's a lot, yes? It's a lot. So, we're gonna do a couple exercises What's my time? Good. All right, we got 10 minutes to go through a couple of turning exercises that you will be able to do with these turn techniques. And then it'll be time for stretch and strength. So, here we go. The first one that we're gonna do, I'm gonna walk through all of them like one time, and then I'm gonna turn on some music and we can do them all together. It's always scary to cough or sneeze. I'm always afraid somebody would be like, you have corona. All right, so we're gonna do some transfers of weight, and then we're gonna do a combination that I learned from Kim McSwain. Thank you, Kim. And then we're going to work on our proper preparation, and then we're going to do a single turn with suspension. Now, pregnant Rachel is not going to be able to do a single turn with suspension very well, but we'll work on it. So, we have the transfer of weight. You're going to come up. I like to put my hands on my hips. You can also do them in that first position. And we're going, so chest over belly button, making sure that our pelvis is pulling up, connecting to our transverse abdominals. Our glutes are engaged. Our tailbone is lengthening down and forward. We're light on our heels, making sure that my feet are in good position. I'm engaging my lats. I'm going to press up, and I'm just going to transfer, and pull, and place. Woohoo! So here, I'm not going to move very much. I'm going to show you what my back looks like. You see how I'm sitting backwards? And let this hip go. So I need to take that chest, place it back over my belly button. This is going to be super important for you dancers. We as teachers can only do so much. I can tell you all of these 5 things to do, but you are the one that's going to be responsible for figuring out what your body is doing. Yeah, so I have taken a lot of time to really comprehend and understand my muscles of my body. I've gone through from head to toe and been like, all right, these are the muscles, these are what I feel, this is how I feel this. So I knew exactly, when I came down and fell out of it, I knew exactly what I did wrong. That's your responsibility. So try and be really on top of making sure that you're taking responsibility for your body, figuring out what your body is doing, so that we don't have to tell you what you're doing wrong. We can just help you make that correction. So, we are going to, one more time. So I'm pressing up. Let's see what I'm going to do with my arms. I'm going to go ahead and hold them first. Pressing up. I'm going to go to the left this time. Also super important, that I think is super important, is making sure that we are always doing the left side. Up. Down. Whoa. Transfer. Engagement. Click. Woo! Miss Rachel's off today. Definitely doesn't help with the big belly. But, so we're going to do that 4 times. Click, 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 click. And then we're going to do Kim's passes. Kim's passes really fast. You're going to stand in parallel. We're going to pass it up. Our arms are going to lift. We're going to reach out and hold our arms together. Then we're going to press, chest over belly button, Miss Rachel. We're going to press up and hold, step out and down. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down. I'll get better. I will. All right. We're going to keep going. Here we go.
Battery 100%. Connected to Rachel's battery. Rachel Frieson's iPhone.
Alright, transfer of weight. Press that back in those hips. Also remember not to squish your toes. Make sure you're squishing your toes. Lengthen out. Ah! This might be the last one for Miss Rachel today. Pushing down, lifting up. Down. Other side.
Say it ain't so. Why you acting like I don't know? This between us getting cut though. It ain't adding up. Think I
Let's do a couple more.
enough. I can see through you. You did everything you said you wouldn't do. You're praying I don't find somebody new. I'm trying, but I can't help it, can't help it.
Side.
I don't want your love no more. It's not what I'm looking for. I don't want your love. If you can be the one,
Woo!
can't help it.
All right.
I don't want your love no more.
All right, we have just a few more minutes. I just want to go over. I want to go over two things and give you one exercise for the road. The first thing that I wanted to go over, something that I forgot to talk about that is super important, is our calf muscles and going into the front of our legs when we go into that elevate releve. We're going to be doing some exercises in the next half an hour of just some elevate releves for those calf muscles and just extending all the way through the top of the ankle so that you can get fully onto that releve elevate. But really lengthening, so you don't want to think about scrunching, never in dance. Do you ever want to think about contracting a muscle? It's all about the engagement of a muscle is never going to be about squeezing it. It's always going to be about lengthening it. And so when we are doing our releve and eleves, when we're pressing up onto our, for our passes or for just our balances, when we're going straight up, we always want to think about the front of the leg reaching up and pressing down, as well as that calf muscle. So we're not going to just be lengthening up, because if we only lengthen up, then we have nothing to ground us into the floor. The floor is our friend in dance. So we're going to be lengthening up through the front of the leg. When we're up on that elevate, we are lengthening up through the front of our leg and lengthening and pushing down through the back of your calf, but reaching it around to the front so that you find that stability in the ball of your foot. So that was one thing that I wanted to mention. The second thing that I wanted to go over really fast is just that proper placement of your prep. Now, this is just my personal opinion. There are so many different ways that you can do a pirouette prep. That's a lot of P's. I think the biggest thing that you have to remember, though, that I think everybody would agree on, and if you don't agree with me, then please let me know why. I'm not mad, I just want to know. This is a no, so make sure that your heel is and that your leg, your knee and your foot need to be in line with each other. So from here, we're not going to go, we don't want to go up this way or this way. We want to be able to just push and lift and kind of do this sort of pulling up and in feel when we're doing our prep. So it should be a matter of pressing up and in and not doing so much this or this, which also has a lot to do with that hip placement. So making sure, I like to have a decently wide fourth. I don't think there's anything wrong with being out just a little bit. This seems a little bit irrational. So placing out just a little bit, having a good wide fourth. By the way, this is for a jazz pirouette, not a ballet pirouette. Obviously, a ballet pirouette is going to be from this beautiful fourth position or this beautiful fifth position. If you're doing the right side, left side is going to be here. Whoa, that's not going to happen with Mr. Rachel being pregnant. Here, there we go, or here. It could go on forever, but I'm going to run out of time. If you would like more information about this, please let me know. I love turning. Turning is fun. Your last exercise that you can do by yourself is doing tendu, prep, turn, and then try and hold it, suspend it up. Like I said, this is something that Miss Rachel is probably just not going to be very good at right now, but she can try, right? So you're just going to do a pirouette, hold, woo, not bad at all. We'll try it on the left, tendu, prep, turn, hold. I fell back in my hips. So, turn techniques, super fast review. Chest over belly button, light on your heels, engagement of your core, your pelvis floor, the diamond, from your pubic bone to your tailbone and your two sits bones, that's your pelvis floor, pelvic floor, pulling it up and in, engaging from your transverse abdominals, wrapping them around, engaging with your glutes, lengthening your spine, finding your lats, your armpit muscles, and finding that pelvic alignment, your pelvis alignments. If you have any questions, reach out. I'd love to do some more individual one-on-one time with people if they want it. And stay tuned for some strength and stretch. Love you guys. Bye.